Introducing Second Spirit. Welcome to Dimensions Creating Characters. So, Second Spirit. For a quick recap, these spirits are the gods of this world, or the creators of this world. Their goal is to create utopia. How do they do this? They decide to create a bunch of experiments or simulations to create the perfect being. Once they find that being, they'll turn all of themselves into that being and have a utopia. Now, for a quick hint, the experiments are every story you've ever heard on the channel are part of the project they're running to create the perfect being, right? So a bunch of tests and simulations. But yeah, so this is Second Spirit, right? First Spirit is God, essentially, and Second Spirit is the second in command to that God, right? So, Malum was the name I originally had for this character, so that's why I referred to her as Malum, but I've recently changed that name to Second Spirit because I felt the title of Second Spirit would fit the world a lot better. But yeah. So, yep, Second Spirit, she acts as an enforcer and sort of a voice of reason to the First Spirit. Now, of course, First Spirit, the idea was his to create peace, so of course he is the one driving this idea more, and that does make him seem a bit more, not necessarily violent per se, but definitely a lot more, how do I put it, pragmatic, dogmatic. Like, it's either you're helping or you're against, either you're helping his plan or you're against his plan. So definitely very... I wouldn't say he's definitely trying to do his best, but he definitely does value peace above everything else. So he, definitely wants to make sure that everyone is in line with his goals. And Malum acts as that enforcer. Malum is pretty much 100% in agreement with First Spirit, but she does sort of act as a voice of reason as well. And even within courts and everything else, she tries to represent the other side of things and just try and make sure that if someone is actually going against the progress, then they'll be punished and everything else. But of course, she doesn't want to just punish everyone that's suspected of going against First Spirit's plans and everything else. So she definitely tries to make sure that the person is actually violating the rules before going and killing them. But of course, if they are violating the rules, she'll happily dispose of them. So there's that. But yeah, that is Second Spirit. Right, she definitely is, she definitely does everything she does in the name of peace and everything else, so she definitely is a very peace-loving character, even though she has this giant oversized sword and everything else. But yeah, she sees herself as an enforcer, and a quote I will use by Theodore Roosevelt, hopefully I get this right, it is how to put it, a good navy is not a provocation for, I'll summarize it. A good navy is good not necessarily to start a war, but a good navy is good for preventing a war. Because of course, if you have a good deterrent, the person who's going to start a war likely isn't going to start that war because they know what will happen if they do. So that's a summarized quote from Theodore Roosevelt. But yeah, that's kind of what I used to apply to her character. She doesn't necessarily believe in violence, but she believes that the threat of violence is a surest provocation of peace. I think that's actually closer to the quote. Go ahead and Google it. You get the idea, right? But yeah, that's Malum, one of my personal favorites, and again, one of the first characters I ever made on this channel too. Sorry, in general, I will say. Not on the channel, unfortunately, but she's here now. This is her episode, and there you are. And with that, I will show her to you guys up close. And here we have Second Spirit. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, tune in next time to see more characters, and have a great rest of your day.